Hello and welcome to the Vlogging Pod. Tonight we are joined by romance author Sage Spelling. Welcome to the room.
Thank you. I love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just started our timer. We do about a 20-minute podcast. Sometimes we go a little bit over, but in full disclosure, my camera will shut off after 30 minutes.
Okay.
um, so, as I was doing my research, like I like to do on every guest, I found out that you do a podcast. I found it on YouTube. Book
Mhm.
Harlots. Tell us a little bit about that and the ladies you run it with.
Book Harlots started out with me and my two friends, Eliza Mann and AJ Norris.
Mm-hmm.
We are huge J.R. Ward fans. I mean, and we had this little like Facebook chat where we would just talk about all J.R. Ward stuff, like all her books. Did you see her new Facebook Live? We're just big fans. And during the pandemic, we were like bored and just wanted something to do. So AJ was like, "Hey, do you guys want to do a podcast and go through all of J.R. Ward's books?" And we are like, "Okay." So we just went ahead and just did video by video and just talked about how much we love characters and that world and you know that kind of stuff. So so far that's all we've done on the podcast is all J.R. Ward's books.
Okay. Well, my next note was, for the most part, it seems to be focused on J.R. Ward. Do you happen to see that if you guys are going to be on that from the singular author and perhaps branch out to other authors?
Yes, definitely. But when we started, J.R. Ward had so many books. We were doing the BDB, the Black Dagger Brotherhood, and
Mm-hmm.
there was like 20 some books. So we had started with one and kind of going all the way through. So now there are two books that are out that we haven't done yet. We plan on finishing those, and then yeah, we're thinking of possibly starting another series. We kind of just really like doing series. I mean, we can do standalones too, but series are just like more characters and more hot dudes to talk about. So
Well, that's the important part, hot dudes to talk about.
exactly.
So let me ask you this. Do you know if it is in Audible format, J.R. Ward?
Yes, she is. That's how
Awesome.
I listen to all of them through Audible.
See, now you know
Mm-hmm.
exactly where I was going with this. Now I'm going to write that down because I'm always looking for a new series. I tell you what, I love the Audibles. Love
Me
them.
too.
So, and since this is about you, because I don't want to tell you what I'm reading right now or listening to, because
I don't mind.
that would be a whole other podcast. I was like, okay, so let's talk a moment about journaling. My lovely assistant is always telling me about her journals and writing things in them and keeping track of everything. And
Mhm.
I'm telling you, if it weren't for her and her daily to do things, I'd be lost. So, with that in mind, when I was visiting your site, which I have up on my other computer, you have let's see, you've got a lot of things here, but I noticed that you make journals to sell on Amazon. Tell me a little bit how
Me
that came
too.
about.
So I started planning first, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
started. I am a huge fan of Sarah Cannon, and she from Heart Breathings, and she does this whole workshop um, on planning and goal setting and all of that. And I was like shiny new um, project, right? So I was buying planners and I was doing stuff, and I would change them every month. So I liked to do the daily journaling in a smaller journal so that I could finish it in 1 month. So I would do like whatever, like a gratitude journal or something like that. And I was finding that all the journals that I was finding were too big to finish in 1 month. And then I don't want to use them again. So I wanted a new one for another month and to mix and match. So I got the idea just to make my own. And I was made them more for me. And then I was like, hey, let me, put them up on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you create all them yourself, correct?
Yeah, I create the covers and I create the inside. Like there's a few that have like lined paper, some that have blank pages. and I have one that has like little quotes in the bottom of the page.
Oh, nice. So is it like a calendar planner?
No, it's just like it's not really a planner; it's a journal.
A journal. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. Now, have you ever thought about expanding to planners?
I have, but that's a like I don't know if I'm capable of making those the inside. I would have to like
Aww.
you know what I mean. I would have to invest in different software and stuff like that to be able to do that. So
Right.
the journals were just so I can be able to change them every month with my planners.
Right. Well, I just say that with the calendars. I know several off the top of my fingers that would be love to have those because they are really cute covers.
Thank you.
They really are. So, let's talk about rack Racktivist. Am I pronouncing that right? And
Yeah.
your connection with being a kindness ambassador.
So a while ago, I I was feeling a way about life and feeling sad and stuff, and I came across Random Acts of Kindness,
Mm-hmm.
um, the website, and they're like, join now and you can be a Ractivist. So I went ahead and I joined. They sent me the little title and stuff, and I started doing little like challenges with my Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
and they were fun. We did them. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done it in a while with them, but they're really simple challenges where you every day you message a friend and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm just checking on you. Just little things like
Oh, did I lose you?
notes.
There you are. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Leaving little notes inside maybe a library book,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Just little things to brighten someone's day,
Right.
So that's really where it came from.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Um, so let's talk about books, okay?
Yes.
Let's take a little trip back. Now, I know you have a book that was published, and quote me if I'm wrong on this. I think it's 2016 was your first published book.
First one was 14, but
Okay,
it's
14.
no longer in print right now.
Okay, 14. But there was one in 2016, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I believe that was a first in the series of the
High stakes.
Haywicks. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, tell me, this is going to be a little bit of a tricky question, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, maybe not tricky, but there's a little bit to it. So, tell me about Naughty Nights, and then the second in the series of the Haywicks. Is it Haywicks?
Hmm.
Okay, exposed cards because they came out at the same time. So tell us a little bit about these two books and how they differ in comparison when they debuted.
Um. So, well, Exposed Cards is a second book to High Stakes. It's
Okay.
kind of, um, it it goes, um, it starts 1 year at the same time as High Stakes, but it picks up a year later in it, and so it's connected. So the bad guy, technically, quote unquote bad guy in book one is the hero in book two, and you see why he was the way he was, and he's kind of redeemed in this book in Exposed Cards. Naughty Nightly is actually it's very different world. It's more those were uh, new adult. Naughty
Okay.
Nightly is more on the really high steam, high heat, and it's more magical realism. Um, so Naughty Nightly is based on like a little bit of magic spell that brings two people together.
Okay.
Um, One is in a dream. They meet in a dream state because the spell has him in like a coma state,
Hmm.
and she dreams about him and she helps save him. And that's basically the premises of that.
Okay. Okay. So let's travel back just a little bit more. So you
Hmm.
said the book in 2014. What was that again? You said it's no longer in print.
There was a Inked Hearts, which was part of an anthology, uh,
Okay.
what was it, a soulmate anthology, Valentine's Day anthology,
Okay.
and my story was Inked Hearts.
Okay.
Now that was my first publication.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit how about that came about.
I was at my local writers group of Romance Writers of America, our GD, our Greater Detroit chapter, and a publisher was coming out and talk to us soulmates, and they were taking pitches for Valentine's Day stories to go into their anthology. And well, she was taking pitches, but she had told us that they were looking for a Valentine's Day story. So I went ahead and I pitched this, and she actually um, emailed me just a few days later and was like, "We want it." So it was just that quickly.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just fun and it happened really fast.
Have you ever thought about going back and revisiting and making it into a book itself?
I am planning on. I was supposed to have it come out for Valentine's Day because it's a Valentine's Day story. I was planning on having it come out this year, but I kind of um, fell off my schedule. So I'm planning on having that re-released for next Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice. So I'm looking at your page. Now, this is going to be a total off the ball comment
Okay.
or question, I should say, not comment. Um, but I'm looking at your site even more as we're speaking. And so,
Mhm.
okay, since you've published in 2014 and then you went on to 2019, but you've done quite a few bit of events. So tell us exactly how those come about. I mean, do you search them out? Do they request you? Are you linked in groups where they come out? How exactly does your touring come about?
So those are, yeah, basically you hear from word of mouth and friends. And in the beginning I used to go. So I started going to. I think I went to my first um like reader as a reader, and I
Okay.
would go as like a inspiring author, and that was like in 2013. I think was my first one. And I went as a reader, and you make connections and stuff. And then the first year that I went back as an author, they do events where you can start off small. And yeah, I just started off as a reader, and then I got to know people. So then when I actually became an author, I was able to like join um, the different events for the book signings and things like that.
Right. Well, there are some sexy pics here. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm liking.
Are they the Vegas ones?
Well, from 2016. Yeah, those are some nice pics. Just saying.
Those were all the hot models they had. So I don't know if you remember Romantic Times. They used to bring all these cover models. And in Vegas, they like triple time. So they had some guys that like were Chippendale dancers that would come. It was a blast.
Oh, I can imagine. I can. I'm seriously. I'm like, what have I been missing now? Get this COVID crap out of the way.
I know, I know.
So nice. It looks like you guys had some great times.
We
Um,
really did.
so now let's move on because I know you have a new book out, and it is one that
Mhm.
I used for promo pics. Wicked Wingman, a Hero Club novel.
Mhm.
First, very hot cover. Okay, I had quite
Thank you.
pleasure of making that little graphic, and I was like, mm-hmm. I'm a liking this cover. So let's talk its creation. How did you venture into this book? I mean, what was your idea kind of strategy when you entered this book?
So, when I applied to write in their world, they gave me the option to write in one of the five
Mm-hmm.
of their main books. So, do you have the background on the Cocky Hero Club?
No, I do not.
Okay, so the Cocky Hero Club is like a world basically that authors can submit to write in this world, and they have to connect their characters to one of those five books in the
Okay.
story. So I chose because I just always thought pilots were hot. I chose Playboy Pilot, and I read it and I loved it, and I was like, I realized that the hero in that book went to University of Michigan, and I'm from Michigan, and I wanted my character to be from Michigan, so I that's just kind of how I started it, and I just went from there.
Okay. Hold on. I am trying to bring it up on Amazon. Not that I want to see it again, but yeah.
I'll send you more promo pics to
Okay.
see.
All right.
I have a lot of him.
Okay. Because, yeah, he is quite good looking. Okay. So here we are. So does it have the back of the cover on Amazon? Do you know?
The back cover?
Mm-hmm.
No,
No.
I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't think they show it. No.
Okay. I do see Hero Club here.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Uh-huh. More reading material. Okay. Okay. So, do you see more coming along in this type of format?
I do. I
Okay.
really do. I think a lot of people are well, romance readers. We just read nonstop, and when we fall in love with a world and characters, we just gravitate towards it even more. And it's just what I've seen from readers like myself. And a lot of these are I feel like they're fun to do because it's a break from what you're doing every day. You go in, you jump in a world that's kind of set for you, and you just kind of it's almost like fanfic. And I was a huge fan of fan fiction, so it's
Okay.
almost like writing in a fan fiction world.
Oh, okay. So, is Hero Club its own production? It's a publishing company? Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, are you involved with it for every book or just particular series that they're interested in publishing?
Just the one book that I did with them.
Okay.
That's the extent of my involvement.
Okay. I'm looking at them right now. So there's quite a bit. So you could choose to do it again. So you basically
Hmm.
submit to them, yes?
Yeah, yeah. It's a submission process, and they accept, and you have to like submit a proposal, cover, and all of that.
Oh, you did the cover work too?
I paid for the cover work. Yes.
Okay, nice. Well, it still counts.
I I have a great friend that does actually one of the ladies that I do the podcast with, AJ Norris. She did the cover. She does a
Okay,
really great job.
nice. Well, it is. Of course, you already know I like it. He is quite good looking, so you had me
Mhm.
there. But well, let's be honest. I mean, a cover brings you in. I mean, whether or not it tells a
Mhm.
tale or gives some kind of sex appeal, it pulls the reader in. I mean, there's just no way around that, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I always do. I hardly ever read the back first. I reach for the cover first.
Well, you know what? I actually think a good cover pulls you in. It tells a
Hmm.
lot more about the set. See, Literary Vixen in the room is saying the same. She goes, "So I do the same thing." I
Hmm.
think a cover can pull you in. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, especially if you really want to pull yourself into the character of the book and like say you're a girl and you're putting yourself in the shoes of the sexy heroine of the book and you want to see what you're being, what I mean, attracted to. That
Hmm.
actually is
Hmm.
like, yeah, I could see it
Exactly.
happening.
Exactly.
So with 1 minute on our clock, tell me a little bit since we're entering the new year. What is on your new year schedule for 2022? What can we see coming from you?
Um, Other than the Valentine's Day reissue story, I don't really have anything set in stone
Oops.
yet.
Okay.
I am working on a family saga, which is been a lot of fun, and I will be going to two events this year
Okay.
if they don't shut down because of COVID.
Oh, let's hope
But I
not.
will be right. I will be in Chicago for Spring Fling, and that's in April. And I will be in Tennessee for a weekend with an author in May.
Nice, nice. And we can find that all on your site, which is sagespelling.com, which is where I'm at right now. For all those that are interested. I am now, this is going to be a buzzer, so please forgive my ears. There we go. Because I don't want it to beep real loud when the timer goes off. But I want to thank you so much for being on the program. I'd love to have you back when your newest comes out again. So please check us out. And I would welcome you back anytime. You were an amazing author to listen to. I am quite interested in your work, not just because of the cover.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's been really fun. Yeah, it's been really fun being here.
Well, awesome. And I'd love to see more from the podcast. I did listen to quite a bit, and I was intrigued. You ladies really have it together. So thank you again.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being on. Thank you, listeners. Stay tuned to next Thursday when we will have our next guest. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye for now.